is an Olympic gold medalist. He is a two-time NCAA champion and what many people believe is the guy who could save the heavyweight division. It is always my great pleasure to catch up with Gable Steveson. Gable, how are you?
Great. How you doing?
I'm fantastic, man. Thank you for taking time for me as always. Third fight scheduled Thursday this week down in Mexico. How excited are you to get back in there and move to 3-0 as an MMA fighter?
This is my fourth fight, but they don't count dirty boxing on my MMA record. But I'm excited. I'm excited to go out there and make it 3-0. I'm excited to go out there and dominate and show this new showcase of skills I got. It's been brewing for a long time, and it just keeps getting better and better. And I'm excited for people to see a new level of Gable Steveson.
I remember we go back, right after you won the gold medal, we talked about the future. And at that point, you were like deciding between MMA and pro
Uh-huh.
wrestling. You did pro wrestling, ended up doing football. You kind of do all kinds of things. But this rise has been so fast since you decided to do MMA. Has it been wild to think how much you've come in such a short amount of time?
Yeah, I feel like I put in a lot of great work. I put in a lot of great time, and I got a lot of good people around me too to kind of guide that path. But it was inevitable that it was going to be this quick. With the name, with the stature that I come with, it was going to happen. You just got to put on a good show for the people and kind of let them enjoy and let them soak it in on who you can be. And I feel like who I can be hasn't even been seen by a lot of people yet. They're just putting the label of someone that could save a division on me. But I feel like I got a lot of more to show, and I'm excited for a lot of people to see.
I remember going back years ago when Jordan Burroughs became a UFC fan, and he's like, "I'm going to do it. I got to fight. I want to fight." Then he watched a couple of fights, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't think I really want to get punched. I don't think that's for me." You've embraced it. Obviously, you mentioned dirty boxing. Like you literally could not use your wrestling, and you go into
Yeah.
dirty. So it seems like you really have embraced the sport.
Man, I'm a full-time mixed martial artist. I haven't thought one thing. I still train wrestling. I would love to wrestle in the future. But right now I just want to gather all the information I can on mixed martial arts and kind of create my own art form with it and just be a guy that can throw elbows, can throw kicks, can throw punches, can do spinning elbows, can do spinning kicks and the whole 9 yards. So I think it's a great thing that I want to be this much involved with the sport, and it's going to be very well.
You're only 25, which is crazy to think all you've accomplished already at 25. But do you think this really was like? Do you feel like this ultimately was the right timing? Because like I said, even coming out of the Olympics, you're like, maybe I'll do MMA, maybe I'll do wrestling, and at that point, like you
Mhm.
end up going back to the University of Minnesota, doing some other things. Do you feel like this was the right timing to do MMA now versus maybe even like a couple of years ago?
Yeah, I feel like this is the right time. I feel like I need to let myself develop, train the right way. I was doing wrestling and doing a whole lot of other things that I was trying to do, but now's the best time. I'm full on committed to this. I feel like it's gonna be a great thing. It's going the way that it needs to go right now, but the work is getting put in, and that's all that matters, and that's what's gonna show when those lights come on.
I gotta ask, at this point, how many people have hit you up and asked about doing 2028 Olympics? Because it feels like with being in Los Angeles, there's no way
Yeah.
you've not been bombarded with that question.
Yeah, I would. I mean, it is a question that comes up as it gets closer, especially it's in LA. I would love to go out there and win another gold medal for the United States of America, especially in the home country. It would be a fantastic thing. Could I do it? Yes, 100%. I could with the athletic ability I got, with the work ethic I got. I can most definitely do it. And I think that'll be a discussion that'll happen in the next year or so with the people I got around me, if that's the right thing. But I still wrestle. I still quick. I'm quicker than I was ever before. I feel like I'm stronger than I was, and I feel like if I go out there right now, I can dominate the world.
So that door's not shut. That door is not shut.
No, well, definitely.
But obviously, as I said, you've been working with the greatest of all time, Jon Jones. He's become like a mentor, a coach, a friend.
Yes.
Can I just ask, like, what that relationship has meant to you? Because I remember we did an interview after you went out there and trained with Steve, trained to help him with Stipe, and that's where you guys kind of met and
Yes.
got introduced to each other. Now you guys are like best friends, and he's training. Like, what has that relationship meant to
Yeah.
you to work with a guy like Jon Jones?
Man, my relationship with him is everything. It's kind of created the way I fight. It's kind of created the way how I want to fight in the future. Also, the dude's a legend, but also he's my close friend now. He's my close friend. He's my coach. He's everything in between. It's an honor to be with someone like that, and for someone to guide you along the way with that kind of stature is crazy. So I take out everything he says, I take it and I soak it all in, and I try to do the best I can to make sure he's proud and make sure all the other coaches are proud. And right now, everybody's smiling ear to ear, and we're gonna keep it that way.
What kind of a coach is Jon Jones? I'm curious because I know Brandon Gibson very well. Brandon's an incredible coach too. What kind of a coach is Jon Jones?
Yes, he's just as great as Brandon Gibson and Greg Jackson. You know what? He's perfect. He's everything you want in a coach. He shows up on time. He's ready to work. He's ready to work overtime also. And so the narrative of him being not there, his ego is there, is non-existent with him. He's ready to show up and do his thing and make sure that we are happy and make sure that we have a guy that can lead us along the way with the coaches like Brandon Gibson, Greg Jackson, and Jon Jones. So we got a perfect squad. We just trying to make it happen one day at a time and just have the best of best time.
Absolutely. I've heard this before, and I remember talking to Brandon about this a couple of years ago. Like Jon is the greatest of all time, and I don't think there's really should be an argument in that. But because he's such a huge personality, we think about like Jon Jones the fighter, Jon Jones the greatest mixed martial artist. But I said I don't think people get enough credit for how Jon Jones the mentor is. Like I've heard this from the gym before. Like he's talked guys, helped guys, corner guys, and obviously now he's putting a lot of time into you. Like I don't think he gets enough credit for how good of a mentor and coach he's become.
Yeah, I don't think he does. I think a lot of people kind of overshadow with a lot of the things, such as fighting and a lot of the things that he has going on. So I think if you look over that overshadowing part, his mentorship is the best thing that we can have. He's the best fighter of all time, kind of leading a new guy to maybe be that person also. So it's a one of a kind opportunity. And like I said, I'm all ears. I'm a sponge, just soaking all the knowledge that I can and just keep it moving.
What does it mean when a guy like Jon Jones, who's accomplished so much, done all these things, and he says Gable's the future. He's going to be champion. It's going to be quick. He's going to be a UFC heavyweight champion, sooner than later. And like having a guy like that kind of put that kind of praise on you. Like, what is it? Because like I've said that. A lot of people have said that, but it means something different coming from Jon Jones.
Yeah, it means a lot come from him. That's my brother. He knows best. He sees me firsthand. He sees what I can do. He sees that work mentality. He sees everything that I can do from top to bottom. So I would believe his word, but I wouldn't believe his word to the fullest extent because you got to believe my word. Also, you got to believe my work ethic, and my work ethic is pure. And so with those two combined, you can believe both of them.
Now, Gable, you coming in, like you were one of the most athletic heavyweights to ever compete in wrestling. I mean, just being honest, you were explosive. You did things heavyweights were not supposed to be able to do in wrestling. Now
Yeah.
you're coming in and bringing those skills to MMA. I'm curious because I'm sure you've seen this narrative out there. Like heavyweight in the UFC in particular is not in a great place right now. You got Tom Aspinall who's injured, Cyril gone. The rest of the division, like some of the fights lately have not been great. Let's just be honest about that. And a lot of people are like, Gable's the savior. We need Gable. Like, Gable's the guy who's going to reinvigorate that division. Now, that's a lot of pressure to put on a guy who's basically 3-0 in his fight career, about to go into his fourth professional fight. But I'm curious, like, do you embrace that? Do you listen to that? How do you react to those kind of things where people are like, we need Gable to save heavyweight?
Oh man, I appreciate all the words that all the fans are saying. If I have any fans, I hope I got a lot of fans, but I appreciate the words that they're all saying, and may they keep guiding those words to kind of make me a bigger star that I possibly can ever thought I was gonna be. What I think about the heavyweight division, there's a lot of fantastic fighters. I got nothing bad to say about anybody. I come with respect. I come with great words for everybody, but I also come with power. I come with domination. I come with timing. I come with speed. I come with youthfulness, and I come as Gable Steveson to show up and kind of create my own path and kind of get to where I need to go. So I never got anything bad to say about anybody. I just do my thing and it works. But that pressure, there's no pressure. I've been in those big spots before. I've been in a lot of places where, can Gable do it? And I have done it. And I've kind of rewritten a lot of things for myself. So there's no pressure. It's just another day. And we show up and we are trained for pressure. We're trained for that. And pressure make diamonds. And like I always say, Gable gets money and he gets a lot of it too. So with those diamonds, he'll keep creating.
I love it. Yeah, I do a podcast with Matt Brown. You probably saw the headline a couple weeks ago. Matt's like,
No,
Gable
I didn't
comes and
see
beats
it.
Aspinall right now. Like he beats him right now.
Oh
Like that
wow.
guy has so much fun. Now I have a ton of faith in you as well, but I'm not a fighter. Matt's a fighter, and I'm like that. Like he's just like convinced. He's like he's gonna come in day one, just wreck shop. You gotta appreciate that, right? That like two, 3 fights in your career, like legends of the sport, like Jon Jones, like a Matt Brown. Like we have that much faith in Gable that you're going to be that guy.
Man, it's an honor. A lot of people got a lot of faith. And I'm here to prove them right. Like I said, my work ethic is number one. I show up every day on time. I do what I'm told, and it's gonna pay off. So I appreciate all the words from everybody. But thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, obviously, there's been so much conversation, Gable, about, you got to fight in like 2 days, 3 days from now in Mexico, so you got to
Uh-huh.
win there. But there's been so much talk about the eventuality of you coming to the UFC. Can I ask
Mhm.
you, in your head, you have a great team around you, great management, down to first round management, obviously, Jon Jones giving you advice, but do you feel like, is this the point? Like everything goes well on Thursday, you win your fight. Do you feel like the next one is UFC? Is that kind of where your head's at, or are you just kind of like waiting and seeing?
We just wait and see. Uh, it could be. It could be. I can't tell you. I don't know myself. I do know, but I don't know. It's kind of a middle ground. But we're focused on Thursday. We're focused on going out there Thursday and having the best time of our lives, like we always have. Dominate, show up, go back home, and then when I get back home Friday, we'll see who calls and we'll see what we respond with.
And I know you've been asked this, but obviously there's so much buzz around you potentially being on the White House card, right? You were an Olympic gold
Mhm.
medalist. Heavyweight is always a marquee division, and we're thinking about like what great Americans could fight on that card. I mean, could you imagine a bigger or better debut for yourself than being on that White House card? But I mean, whether it's White House or another, like when you debut in the UFC, like it's going to be a big deal. But that would be kind of the biggest, right?
Yeah, I think regardless is going to be the biggest deal of all time. It might be bigger than when Brock Lesnar debuted. So if it's the White House, it's the White House. If it's before that, it's before that. If it's after that, it's going to be after that. But it's going to be sometime soon. And like I said, we got faith in ourselves. We train the right way. So there's really no more I can say.
Yeah.
We'll be ready.
I remember going back years ago when you were at the University of Minnesota. Obviously, you had Brock, of course, the legend there. Since you started fighting, have you heard from Brock? Because like I'm curious if Brock like has been watching you. I'm sure he has.
Yeah, Brock's been watching. I got in my eyes the best combative sports athlete of all time. Brock's been watching. He's always got good words, but those words I keep to myself and I keep it moving. But I
Yeah,
take it all in most definitely.
but I mean that's just another guy, right? Just like Jon Jones. Like I'm sure it's not a bad thing to have a guy like Brock Lesnar in your corner.
No, it's a great thing. Brock is Brock. The biggest. He's the definition of the greatest. So I always love to have him in my corner, and I appreciate him.
Yeah, I mean your transition has been pretty marvelous, man. Like it's been just watching. Like you always wonder, like how's a wrestler going to adapt, and watching your
Mhm.
hands. Like I think that's been like the most incredible thing. Because you always wonder, like how's a wrestler going to pick up the striking part. You've embraced it. Like when you booked that dirty boxing fight, I was like, all right, like he's doing dirty boxing. And so
Yeah.
like obviously it seems like you just said earlier you no longer consider yourself a wrestler. Well, you do, but you know what I mean. But like you are a mixed martial artist now.
Oh, I'm a mixed martial artist, but I'm a wrestler first. I just let the other things come before wrestling right now, just to kind of show the world who I am. But when it comes time, I'll throw the punches to the shots to the kicks to the knees to the elbows to anything you want to see. It will be in my arsenal. But I'm always wrestler first. I show love to all the wrestling community still, and I make sure I'm wrestler first. But somehow I just got electricity in my hands, and it works like that too.
It's amazing how humble you've stayed because like I can't imagine like the wrong person hearing like I'm sure you heard Dana White like oh yeah we got our eyes on Gable Steveson, he said it many
Yeah.
times. You hear guys like Jon Jones, like future UFC champion, a lot of
Uh-huh.
guys would obviously let that get to their head. You like just when I talked about heavyweight, like, you're not cocky about it, like you understand there's work to be done. I think that says a lot about your character because some guys will let it get in their head a little bit.
Yeah, some guys would kind of take that and kind of think they're a superstar. But, to be a superstar and to be a superstar and kind of have that label is crazy. But I feel like I have that potential to be that person and kind of be that person that internationally and in the States that everyone knows, kind of like a Conor McGregor or Ilya Taporia or a Jon Jones. So I keep it cool, I keep it humble, I keep it ready to go. I just want to be the guy that people look at to say, "Hey, that's him." When you see him, and he's a badass, and he's gonna go out there and do the best he can. But he's also gonna come out on top while doing the best he can. And I think with that message, a lot of families are gonna relate to that. A lot of kids are gonna relate to that, and a lot of kids are gonna kind of want to come to mixed martial arts, just like how they did with wrestling, just because of me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I've said it before, Gable. I'll say it again here. This is not you saying it, it's me saying it. I think you are the greatest prospect
No,
to ever consider doing
I
this sport.
appreciate it. Well, thank you.
When you win Olympic gold medals and you're winning NCAA titles and you're a heavyweight, like, I think that matters, right? Like you're in a division where it's like hard to be that athletic. You are an athletic freak at heavyweight,
Well, I
man.
appreciate it.
I can't wait to see what you do in this career. I know it's really just starting, but I look
Mhm.
forward to seeing you fight on Thursday, obviously. And
Yes, sir.
I think we're gonna be talking about a UFC debut pretty soon. I think we're gonna have that conversation pretty soon.
Yeah, we're gonna have that conversation soon. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. Like John always says, it's just win.
Well, that is the winningest guy ever, so that's a great guy to tell you that.
Well,
Gable, obviously, best of luck down on
yes,
Thursday
sir.
in Mexico, man. I can't wait to see you back in action. Thank you for the
Yes,
time,
sir.
and obviously, we go back a ways. I look forward to
Oh
being there for
yeah.
the UFC debut.
Well, I appreciate it. It was nice to see you always.